Good morning, students. My name is Kanchan Bala. Today, let us learn the lesson The Monkey and the Crocodile from the textbook A Pact with the Sun. This story gives us a message that we should not trust anyone blindly. We must think before taking any decision. This message has been conveyed through a friendship between monkey and the crocodile. The Monkey and the Crocodile is a story from the Panchtantra. The Panchtantra means 5 books, written by Pandit Vishnu Sharma, a Hindu scholar. It is a collection of interrelated animal fables in Sanskrit and they teach children moral values. Let us understand the chapter. Once on the bank of a river, a monkey made a home for himself in a tree laden with fruit. He lived in it happily, eating to his heart's content the fruit of his choice. Means a monkey lived on a tree laden with fruit. He was able to have fruit as per his heart's desire. The monkey was happy but lonely and wanted a companion to talk to and share the fruit with. But there was no one around, not even another monkey. Till one day a crocodile appeared on the riverside. Students, companion means a person or animal with whom you spend a lot of time. So students, monkey didn't have any friend to talk to, so he used to feel lonely. One day a crocodile came on the riverside. "Hello there," said the monkey. "Do you live in this river? Would you like to eat some fruits?" "Good morning," replied the crocodile politely. "I did come here in search of food for myself and my wife. Nice of you to offer me fruit." One day a crocodile came on the riverside. Monkey asked him if he lived in that river and if he would like some fruits. The crocodile softly wished him good morning and told him that he came there in search of food for himself and for his wife. The crocodile also expressed his gratitude for offering him fruit. Next paragraph. The monkey plucked some from the nearest branch and threw them down. The crocodile found them delicious. "Thanks," he said. "May I have some on my next visit?" So students, here the monkey plucked and threw some fruit to the crocodile. The crocodile found it very tasty. He thanked the monkey for it and asked him if he could have fruit on his next visit too. "Certainly, a many as you like and some for your wife too," said the monkey. "Do come again. I am rather lonely here." After that, the monkey assured that he could have as much fruit as he wished. He also asked him to visit again. The crocodile visited the monkey regularly and ate the fruits which his host threw down. He took some home for his wife. Students, now the crocodile started visiting him daily. He used to eat the fruit thrown by the monkey and used to take some home for his wife as well. The monkey and the crocodile were now the best of friends. They talked and were never tired of talking. They talked about birds and animals, about the villages nearby, and the difficulties villagers faced in raising good crops for lack of rain. So, students, now they both became good friends. They talked endlessly. They talked about birds and animals, about villagers and their challenges in raising good crops because of less rain. One day, the crocodile stayed with the monkey longer than usual. His wife was annoyed, waiting and waiting, managing the little crocodiles that had just been hatched. She said, "Who is this friend of yours you are so fond of?" One day the crocodile spent more time with monkey than usual. His wife got angry for waiting and managing the little crocodiles all alone. She asked him who was that friend whom he loved so dearly. Oh, he was very nice monkey, he replied. He lives on a fruit tree. He sends fruit for you every day. You don't expect me to climb trees, do you? Here, students, the crocodile replies that he was a monkey and he lived on a fruit tree. It was he who gave him fruit every day. A nice monkey, I'm sure, replied the wife with obvious sarcasm. If you ask me, this monkey should be my food. I want to eat his heart so much. So, students, here the crocodile's wife replied sarcastically that the monkey was nice and she wished to make that monkey her food. Next lines, what a foolish thing to say, shouted the crocodile. I can't kill a friend, though I won't mind a monkey occasionally for a change of taste. Now, students, when crocodile's wife wished to make that monkey her food, the crocodile shouted in anger and said that he could not kill a friend, though for a change of taste he could have a monkey to eat. Next lines, you bring him here, ordered the wife. I want to see him. So you can eat him? Never, declared the husband. Here, students, crocodile's wife asked him to bring the monkey to her. The crocodile refused, which angered the wife. His wife was furious and she dived in to hide herself at the bottom of the river, leaving the little ones to pester their father. So, here, students, now the crocodile's wife is in anger, so she plunged into the river, leaving the children to trouble the father. The crocodile was in a serious dilemma. He loved his wife and was very fond of his friend too. Students, here dilemma means a situation in which you have to make a difficult choice between two or more things. Okay, so here the crocodile was in difficult situation, as on one side it was his dear wife and on the other side it was his beloved friend. Finally, he decided to be on the side of his wife. She was his life partner after all. But in the end, students, the crocodile thought to be on his wife's side. He thought that she was his life partner. Next lines. I know it's a sin to betray a friend, but I have no choice. He said to himself, I'll invite the monkey home and hope for the best. Now, students, here monkey decided to be on his wife's side. Though it was a sin to cheat a friend, he had no choice and so he decided to invite his friend. Next paragraph. My wife wants you over for a meal, dear friend, said the crocodile when he visited the monkey next. You must come home with me today. So here, students, the crocodile visited the monkey and invited him home. With pleasure, said the monkey. I am not swimmer, but can ride on your back, and they set out. So here the monkey accepted his invitation with pleasure and said that he was not a swimmer, but he could ride on the crocodile's back. Next, in the middle of the river where the current was strongest, the crocodile could no longer hide his attention. So here, students, both of them started their journey, and in the middle of the river where the flow of the water was very strong, the crocodile could not hide what he had in his mind. So he said, sorry, my friend, he said hesitatingly, but I have to go underwater now. I have brought you here to kill you. My wife cannot survive without eating your heart. Goodbye." So, students, here he disclosed to the monkey that he had brought him to kill him. And for this, he had to go underwater now. His wife was unable to survive without eating the monkey's heart. So he asked sorry and bid him goodbye. Next, the monkey was scared and distressed, but he was sensible and clever like all monkeys. He kept a cool head. So here, students, the monkey was disturbed to hear that. He knew that his life was in danger, but he kept cool. He was wise. Calmly he said, "I'd do anything for you and your family. You are my only friend. After all, what is the monkey's heart compared with the life of a crocodile's wife?" Here the monkey told the crocodile that he was ready to do anything for his family. After all, what was the value of monkey's heart before his wife? Next lines. "But how foolish could you be? Why didn't you tell me before? I'd have brought my heart along." So, students, as you all know, monkey was very clever and he thought about a plan. He said to the crocodile that why didn't the crocodile tell him all that on the tree itself? He would have brought his heart along. Now look at the next lines. "But where is your heart?" asked the crocodile innocently. "I thought you carried it all the time." So here, students, the crocodile asked innocently where the monkey's heart was. In his view, the monkey must be carrying it with him all the time. Next lines. "Of course not. It's there on the tree. Let's swim back at once and get it. Your wife must be waiting," replied the monkey, gaining confidence. Here in these lines, the monkey refused confidently and replied that it was there on the tree. So he suggested that they swim back so that he could get his heart. "Oh dear, what a mistake," hissed the crocodile. They laughed loudly as the crocodile took a full turn to reach the tree. So, students, here the crocodile murmured over such a foolish mistake and took a turn to go back to the tree. Both of them laughed aloud. On the river bank, the monkey jumped onto the tree and heaved a deep sigh of relief. Here the monkey jumped to the tree and felt relieved. He plucked a fruit or two from the nearest branch and throwing them down said, "Let your wife have some fruit rather than my heart." Here he pulled one or two fruits and threw them down. He told the crocodile to give those fruits to his wife rather than his heart. Fresh fruits are good for mind and body. Here monkey told the crocodile to give those fruits to his wife rather than his heart, as fresh fruits were better for health. Goodbye, friend, and if you don't mind, we won't meet again. So here he asked him not to meet again and bid him farewell forever. The crocodile, sadder and wiser, shed a few tears which are genuine and turned back to go home. He was in a hurry to tell his wife a thing or two. So here, hearing that, the crocodile felt sad and went back home shedding tears. So students, this is the story. I hope you all understood the story. Thank you.